Toji Fushiguro is considered one of the strongest assassins in Jujutsu Kaisen history, but he was born with no cursed energy. And while this made him physically one of the strongest people in the world, it also made his own family hate him. Because Toji's family was one of the strongest families in the Jujutsu world and valued a strong curse technique above everything else. And this led to his family treating Toji like complete dog shit. When Toji was young, his family saw him as inferior, was disgusted by his very presence, and for punishment for being born with no cursed energy, would throw him into a pit of cursed spirits. Toji, after years of suffering mental and physical abuse at the hands of his family, left feeling spiteful of the Jujutsu world and its various families, and had all the tools to act on that spite. Toji was one of the fastest and strongest people in the world. He was given the nickname the Sorcerer Killer. He was said to have been able to destroy his family anytime he wanted, and was the only man to kill a sorcerer whose birth literally changed the power balance of the world. Or so he originally thought, because while Toji was the first person to come closest to killing Gojo, he couldn't actually finish the job, and his pride and spite toward the Jujutsu world actually led to his death. So why did Toji let his pride lead him to his downfall, and how did he even get to this point? Well, it all started with this crazy religious group. This crazy religious group was called the Time Vessel Association, and the whole point of their group was to worship a Jujutsu sorcerer named Tengen. Tengen was immortal, created and maintained the barriers of Jujutsu High, and was responsible for spreading the foundation of early Jujutsu sorcery. Tengen to Jujutsu Society was seen as an important figure, however, the Time Vessel Association took this importance to a different level. The association didn't just look at Tengen as a respected teacher or figure, but they saw him as a literal god. For centuries, they worshipped him and his teachings, but an issue arose around 2006. In 2006, Tengen was set to merge with someone called the Star Plasma Vessel in order to maintain his humanity. However, because the Time Vessel Association saw this merger as basically heresy, they tried to find a way to stop it. Unfortunately for them, their entire group was made of non-cursed users, and by themselves they could do little to nothing to stop the merger. However, they were rich.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
And because of this, they were able to hire the infamous sorcerer killer, Toji Fushiguro. Now the reason why Toji gained his sorcerer killer nickname was self-explanatory. He was extremely efficient at ending the lives of sorcerers, and this was because of both his powers and life experience. Because Toji had grown up in a prestigious family of Jujutsu sorcerers, he had access to knowledge about the strengths and weaknesses of almost everyone in the Jujutsu world. Alongside this, Toji was one of the strongest and fastest humans alive, was essentially undetectable because he had zero curse energy, and he was also a great tactician. All of these things combined made him the perfect weapon to be an assassin, especially against sorcerers, and when he finally left his abusive family, he took on the job as a hitman. Very quickly, Toji was able to take on contracts and bounties on various sorcerers, and with the money would buy expensive special grade cursed tools in order to make himself even more deadly. And while Toji became infamous for killing sorcerers, he was not above killing anyone. Toji in all ways was a cold calculated killer, but when seeing his daily habits, he almost seemed more like a deadbeat. When the Time Vessel Association first sought to contract Toji, he was basically a vagabond. He was a degenerate gambler, would go from woman to woman staying with whoever would financially support him, and had multiple kids that he had no intention of raising himself. However, even through that appearance, Toji was willing to take on work even if any sane person wouldn't go near it. Well, at least if the price was right, and this is why he took on the Time Vessel Association's contract. While the Star Plasma Vessel herself was not very much of a threat, she was protected by basically the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of his time. Gojo, even at this point, was considered unbeatable by many of his peers and enemies, and many had tried to take him down, but none had even come close. Toji knew how strong Gojo was firsthand because when Gojo was young, Toji had actually seen him up close. When Toji was still with his family, he had heard how strong Gojo was and went to see if Gojo was the real deal. For Toji, because of his zero cursed energy, no one up to that point had been able to sense him if their back was turned to him. However, when Toji went to see Gojo, Gojo was able to detect Toji and looked right at him. Toji at this point knew that Gojo was the real deal, and when he had to face him in the future, Toji knew he needed a foolproof plan to get past him. Toji's biggest issue was that while normally he would be able to go by any other sorcerer undetected, if Gojo was alert and ready, he would most likely spot Toji and destroy him. Because of this, when Toji initially accepted the association's offer, he asked for a 30 million yen deposit for his services. Toji didn't use this money for himself, but rather used it to set up a time bounty on the Star Plasma Vessel's head. The purpose of this time bounty was to make it so that various hitmen that were foolish enough to attempt to fulfill the bounty would wear Gojo down, and once the timer was over, that it would lull Gojo and his group into a false sense of security. And Toji's plan actually worked. Because of the constant threat of hitmen, Gojo would have to continually use his six eyes even though constant use of it would fatigue him. And when the timer and the bounty ran out and Gojo's group returned to Jujutsu High, Gojo relaxed and dropped his guard for 1 second. However, this was exactly when Toji struck. Toji during this moment managed to stab Gojo in the back with a katana. However, this was not a fatal blow and the two continued to fight. And Toji throughout the fight showed up both his skill and how well prepared he was. Toji would use his lack of cursed energy and immense speed together, constantly moving between objects and buildings so that Gojo wasn't able to tell when he would strike. Even when Gojo destroyed all the structures around him, Toji had prepared a swarm of fly-like cursed spirits that he used to hide from Gojo's senses. As Gojo tried to figure out what Toji was, he hesitated on how to proceed forward, and Toji took that exact moment to show up in Gojo's blind spot with the inverted spear of heaven in hand. The inverted spear of heaven was an incredibly powerful special grade curse tool. This tool was able to force stop any curse technique that it came in contact with, and it could nullify even Gojo's incredible curse techniques. The inverted spear of heaven was Toji's trump card, and by using it he was able to break through Gojo's barrier and stab him directly in the throat. Toji then proceeded to stab Gojo multiple times and even landed a final blow on Gojo's head, effectively in his eyes killing Gojo. After finishing Gojo, Toji then proceeded to go after Gojo's best friend Geto and the Star Plasma Vessel. Because of Toji's enhanced senses, he tracked them down easily and very quickly assassinated the vessel. And when Geto saw that Toji had killed her and learned that he had also killed Gojo, he immediately lost it and started to fight Toji. However, this fight was not a difficult one for Toji. As the fight went on, Geto threw cursed spirit after cursed spirit at Toji, but he dispatched all of them easily, and when Geto made a crucial mistake, Toji took the chance to slash up Geto and knock him out. As Geto laid there knocked out, Toji actually took a moment to let out a spiteful remark saying that, quote, "Even with all your blessed talents, you lost to a monkey who can't even use sorcery." For Toji, the years of abuse that he had received from his family had always stuck with him. He had been abused and hated on because of his lack of cursed energy, and years of this abuse led him to hold disdain toward the Jujutsu world that valued cursed techniques over everything else. And for Toji, by defeating people like Gojo and Geto who had been the pinnacle of the Jujutsu world, it felt as if Toji was able to spite Jujutsu society. However, this disdain and spite ended up coming back to haunt Toji.
Yo, 久しぶり.
マジか。
After Toji defeated Geto, he took the Star Plasma Vessel's corpse and took her back to the Time Vessel Association to collect his money. Toji at that point was relaxed and even tried to make plans to have dinner. However, as he was walking out of the Time Vessel Association, a very alive Gojo appeared. In their first fight, Toji had thought that he had landed a fatal blow on Gojo. However, Gojo being Gojo, somehow in that short time learned reverse cursed healing and managed to heal his wounds. By learning reverse cursed healing, Gojo had further awakened his other techniques and was even stronger than before, and in this awakened state, he fought Toji. Initially, Toji believed that he could still defeat Gojo because when he analyzed the situation, he thought that he still had all the tools to win. However, this was not true. Toji had been able to account for everything he himself had seen from Gojo. However, because Gojo had awakened, he was able to use an extremely strong technique named Technique Purple that Toji had never seen before.
Kyoshiki, Murasaki.
This technique basically blew up half of Toji's body, and as Toji stood there half dead, he realized his mistake. Even before Gojo had used his Technique Purple, Toji's instinct had told him that something was wrong and that the correct option was to run away as fast as he could. However, because of Toji's disdain for Jujutsu society, he wanted to continue to spite the Jujutsu world. Gojo at this point was the strongest sorcerer alive and represented the pinnacle of the Jujutsu world, and so Toji believed that by killing Gojo, it would be the ultimate screw you to Jujutsu society. However, because of this pride, Toji now stood dying in front of Gojo.
最後に言い残すことはあるか? ねえよ.
Surprisingly enough, even though Toji seemed like an incredibly cold-hearted person, in his last moments he actually thought of his first wife and child. When Toji had first left his family, he had been unstable, but when he met his first wife, she was the one and only person that was able to calm him down. While Toji was with his wife, he actually became a warmer person and stopped gambling and hunting sorcerers, and at one point he even had a child with her that he named Megumin. However, one day when his wife passed away, Toji went back to being the cold killer from before. Toji kept onto this cold nature for the rest of his life, but underneath it all, he still held a soft spot for his child Megumin. Earlier in his life, Toji had actually sold Megumin to his old family because he knew that Megumin would have a strong curse technique, and he hoped his family would see that and treat Megumin well. Even in Toji's dying moments, when Gojo asked him if he had any last words, Toji initially seemed like he had nothing to say. However, at the last second, Toji surprisingly mentioned to Gojo that Toji had a son named Megumin that was supposed to be eventually sold to Toji's old family, and for Gojo to do whatever he wanted with that information. And because of this, Gojo actually ended up finding and taking care of Megumin, finding a better future for him. Toji had been a cold-blooded killer, he had been the first person to ever make Gojo bleed, and he was a good father. Well, not really, but he kinda tried.
あんた誰っていうか、何その顔。